Hello and welcome to a Game Pit podcast pit stop for Altiplano for 2 to 5 players, taking 2 hours, designed by Reiner Stockhausen and published by DLP Games. In Altiplano, players are going to be living on the high plateau of South America, and they're going to be farming and taking other actions in order to build up resources. The general mechanic of the game is building up a bag full of these chits, drawing to start with 4 out on a turn, and players will simultaneously lay them out and plan their moves for the subsequent turn before one by one taking their actions. Now, in order to take your actions, you're going to have a farmer which you're going to move around the place. In order to move them, you get 1 free movement each turn, which will take you anywhere in these 7 locations. Subsequent movements after that are going to cost you food. What sort of thing are you going to look to do? Well, you're looking to build chains of industry in order to get more chits into your bag and create point scoring opportunities. For example, when you go to the farm, you can turn an alpaca into food. Whenever you use this, they go into your container. That alpaca and food could then be turned into wool. And then, using more food and that wool, you can get high value cloth, which you can use in other areas to score points. There are other locations around the place. In the forest, you can get raw goods and cacao trading. You can come to the mine to get some raw goods. Over in the harbour, fish are available. You can also spend wood in order to get yourself boats, because for these chains of actions, each player will not have all the discs available to them to begin with. You will start with a role, and the role will give you some idea of what you're starting to do. You could be a miner or a woodsman or a trader, or any of the 7. For that wood, you can purchase a boat, and that will give you 1 chit, and there's 1 for each of the 10 types of chits in the game. And that's another way of getting a foot up and starting a chain reaction of chits in order to build up whichever route it is you want to go through the game. When you go to the market, you can sell your goods. Now, they don't go away again, they go in your container, but they're going to get you some of this money, which you're going to be able to use. For example, using money, you can buy extensions. Now, extensions are private action spaces you can be able to use from a market, and the price of them is going to go down and down and down. Eventually, they'll disappear, and it's one way the game ends. So it might be a way of getting chits, or to use money instead of chits to start your production. And later on, you can sort of put chits to one side and use them when you wish to, or get access to the more valuable goods. Now, why might you want the more valuable goods? Well, you can buy for 1 money an order. You can only have 1 open order at a time, but it's a way to get lots of points for you, and it's one of the few ways to get these discs out of your system, and you can fulfill that and leave those chits on there for end game scoring. When you go across to the village over here, well, you can help your movement. You can purchase a cart, and then extra actions after this first one, extra movement. Although they will cost you that 1 food, you'll now be able to go anywhere on the board for that 1 food rather than hopping slowly from space to space. Another thing you can do in the village is to store chits in the warehouse, which thins out your pool somewhat, especially if you've got a good production of 1 particular chit. And also is going to score you extra points for these chits at the end of the game. Now, you can build houses for stone when you're there. Most chits will score points at the end of the game, according to this chart. But if you have got a production in a particular one, for example here with wool, I might want to purchase the wool house, which will allow all of these chits to score me extra points at the end of the game. The last place is the roads, and when you go there, you can use wood and stone in order to gain extra spaces for your planning for your discs, and also corn. And corn's going to help you finish off rows in your warehouse, which again is going to score you extra points. The game is going to end when any of the 7 locations are completely empty, or that big stack of extensions has all gone. Players are going to add up their points for their different goods, boats they've bought, houses plus the bonus the houses have given them, any orders they've completed, and for filling rows in your warehouse. Once you're familiar with the game, there are mission cards which you can get at the beginning of the game, and they will give you extra point scoring capabilities. This has been a Game Pit podcast pit stop for Altiplano. For more videos like this, please check out our YouTube channel, and for more in-depth coverage of gaming, find the Game Pit podcast. Thank you.